Yo, what's going on, guys? Okay, yes, my eyes are a little bit red. I haven't been smoking weed. I just didn't really sleep last night. Obviously, there's been a lot going on in the last 24 to 48 hours, and I wanted to touch on that. But before I do any of that, I wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone who's jumped on PayPal, to everyone who's jumped on Patreon, to everyone that's contacted me. It makes me realize how important it is that I continue to do this for you guys. I'm going to change the format a little bit, as I discussed that I might. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking about the red pills and the stuff that you need to know about on this channel publicly in my live chats. But I'm going to be doing the really raw stuff, the stuff that I didn't dare do for fear of getting my channel demonetized, for fear of being copyright striked or community guideline striked. The stuff that is really, you're like, fuck. Right, so if you actually go to my Patreon in the description below, $1 per month will get you access to daily videos of the really raw, like just the hard-hitting stuff that you will not see on YouTube because it's just simply not allowed. But I'm going to share with you something. So we all know, like, there's been a lot of guys blaming Big John for that, for MGTOW being attacked and demonetized. And in a way that, I think that it's probably not a coincidence that a few days after that Dad Dilemma episode by Lisa Ling on CNN aired, and there was that snippet of CNN with Big John where they only gave him a tiny bit of time. I think that's largely probably part of the mass demonetization, because now they're calling us a hate group because we called a couple of feminist bitches, right? That were basically like pigs, or whatever way they wanted to interpret that particular phrase. But on Sunday, they're actually doing an episode. They're actually doing an episode specifically on men going their own, specifically on MGTOW. The whole episode is MGTOW focused, not so much on alienated fathers. So it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of hit piece CNN launch against us. Now, Big John's interview, it was somewhere between 1.5 to 3 hours. I've heard varying reports, but I believe it was at least 1.5 hours. And CNN did so much of a chop job. They pretty much got like this long an interview, and they snipped it to this. And then they twisted it. And then they made it into something it wasn't. So I don't hold Big John responsible for this, because I have no doubt that all of this, bar this, was amazing content that would have truly reflected MGTOW in the light that it should have been. Maybe it was a mistake going on CNN. In fact, definitely a mistake being on CNN. I believe Sunrise Hoodie also did an interview that has not yet aired. Right? So it's funny because I got Carly Ellison in the chat saying you men always fall into our trap, lol. Now here's the thing, Carly. When CNN aired this episode on MGTOW, it's going to be all over YouTube. Young men all across America and all over the world are going to be going, what's this men going their own way thing? What's this MGTOW thing? I want to know what it is that's making these men go away from women. Now, all these channels on YouTube might be demonetized now. But I'm here, right? I'm doing this video. I'm not doing it for cash, right? You guys support me and I really appreciate that. But even if there wasn't 1 cent my way, I'll still be here having this conversation with you right now. Okay, and that's what's important, guys. Because when that Men Going Their Own Way episode airs on CNN, everybody knows that CNN is fake news. Wait for the memes. The internet is going to be flooded with them. Lisa Ling is going to have egg on her face like you won't believe. And that's damn straight, Darius. They can't stop the truth. 100% agree with you, brother. By the way, guys, if you haven't checked out MGTOW Knowledge Darius, go and check out his channel. Great stuff. Thank you, Pastor. And Tony V, good to see you, man. Tony V is actually one of the guys that I was talking about the other day that I've met up with in person. I do this for the love of helping other people. And I hope you're doing well, Tony. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens after this interview, after this entire episode on Men Going Their Own Way is aired. Because we know the spin CNN's going to put on it. Now, they might want to sit and go, oh, MGTOW misogynists. On Lisa, right? It just feels really, really misplaced to me to blame an entire gender. No fucking shit, Sherlock, you feminist spastic. You're the one who's a feminist blaming an entire gender, right? But yet you're saying it feels misplaced for us to blame an entire gender. Are you actually that stupid? Like, the cognitive dissonance is beyond belief. Thank you for the $5 donation, Wolf Joseph, brother. I appreciate you, man. MGTOW now, MGTOW forever. Indeed. This is actually the strengthening of MGTOW. This is not the weakening of MGTOW. This is what sorts the men from the boys. This is where men rise up and say, we've had enough of being told. But we've already had enough, right? But we're not going to stop. This is where we're going to push back even harder. Did I just hear someone say Undead Chronic's in the box? Oh shit, Undead Chronic, my man. If you haven't checked out Undead Chronic, man, what a I love your videos, Undead. His MGTOW response videos on all these used up skanks that are doing videos about, oh, where have all the good men gone? Oh, you know, this is how you can score yourself a good man. It's like, how you can score yourself a good man is by making a time machine, winding it back 20 years, and then trying to find a husband. Not when you're 40, spastics. So, this article I have here, young men giving up on marriage because apparently women aren't women anymore. And this is written by a woman, by the way. Her name's Hillary White. A lot of wisdom in these words. There may be some stuff I'm not 100% on the same page as her on, but I think this largely reflects the growing tidal wave, the growing tsunami that is still offshore and surging into the shoreline that's about to hit. And when the leftists, the mainstream media, and the government see this tsunami with their own eyes, it's way too late and it's going to take them out. Watch what happens. Check this out. Fewer young men in the US want to get married than ever, while the desire for marriage is rising among young women. Now, some of you may note in the description, I've actually put a link to the GoFundMe for the Cash and Prizes movie. So there's a couple of guys that have actually spent 150 grand of their own money already researching this. Speaking to politicians, speaking to psychologists, speaking to men, speaking to everyone that is a major stakeholder in gender affairs. And I'm not talking like 72 gender affairs. I'm talking about like man and women relationships and the future of society and marriage. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this Cash and Prizes movie, but they still need about 50 grand in funding. So share this far and wide. If you want to donate a little bit, feel free to do so. Pew recently said that the number of women 18 to 34 saying that having a successful marriage is one of the most important things rose from 28% to 37% since 1997. The number of young adult men saying the same thing dropped from 35% to 29% in the same time. So more and more women think marriage is really important and more men think it's less important. So it's just really interesting to see this, right? Because what we're seeing is the blowback against our gynocentric system. We're seeing men waking up and saying, fuck that, I am out. I am done, see you later. I'm finished with y'all. Pew's findings have caught the attention of one US writer who maintains that feminism, deeply entrenched in every segment of the culture, has created an environment in which young men find it more beneficial to simply opt out of coupledom entirely. Men going their own way. MGTOW. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Good to see you, eman67, and thank you for dropping all the truth bombs and sharing all the fantastic videos over the last few days. Right? So, Susan Venka's article, The War on Men, which appeared, and then by the way, there is actually a hyperlink to the War on Men article by Susan Venka. So if you want to check that out, please feel free to check out the article in the description below. I have dropped a link to this for you guys. The War on Men, which appeared on the website of Fox News in late November, has become a lodestone for feminist writers who have attacked her position that the institution of marriage is threatened, not enhanced, by the supposed gains of the feminist movement over the last 50 years. So feminists think that marriage is meant to get stronger when you're attacking men, when you're taking half their shit when you leave, when you embolden them, not empower, because I fucking hate that word. I'm a strong, empowered woman. Go fuck yourself. When you embolden them to use lies and the law to rip the assets and the children and the pride and the happiness from young men and old men, of men of all ages, when you embolden these women with the laws like feminists have, that's when you have men going their own way. That's when you have men saying, I'm not a dummy. I might not, like some guys, they might even have an IQ of not fucking 80, 90, right? Just good guys, don't want to get fucked over. They're like, I see what's happening. It's logical. That's all it is. I don't need to be a rocket scientist. I don't even need to be able to fucking work out what the square root of 9 is. But I know that marriage is a shit deal for me. Here we go. And I quote, where have all the good, meaning marriageable, aka the cash and prizes men, the 666s, the 6 foot, the 6-figure income, the $60,000 car, the 6-inch plus penis? Where are all the 666s at, huh? Where have all the good marriageable men gone? Is a question much talked about lately in the secular media, Venka says. But her answer, backed up by, statistics, by facts, by actual research and science, is not to the liking of mainstream commentators influenced by feminism, aka their minds infested by feminism. John Kevin just donated $5. Thank you so much, John Kevin, brother. I appreciate you, man. He says they control the women to try and control the men. We won't fall for that. That's exactly right, John Kevin. They are feminists, the elite feminists, really, they are controlling the women to try and control the men. And we're not going to fall for it. That's why we're going our own way. As my brother Darius says, the system is rigged. Stay single, brothers. Enjoy your life, not being a slave. That's exactly what men going their own way are doing. That's all we're doing. We're not a hate group. We don't hate women. Maybe some of you do, but probably with good reason, based on the experiences you previously had. She points out that for the first time in US history, the number of women in the workforce has surpassed the number of men, while more women than men are acquiring university degrees. Surprise, surprise. The problem? This new phenomenon has changed the dance between men and women, Venka wrote, with feminism pushing them out of their traditional role of breadwinner, protector, and provider, which is what men are happy to do in the traditional sense of the world until they started getting fucked over. And divorce law is increasingly creating a dangerously precarious financial prospect for the men cut loose from marriage at the behest of the woman that decides, I'm not happy. Men are simply no longer finding any benefit in it. Imagine my shock. As a writer and researcher into the trends of marriage and relationships, Venka says, she has accidentally stumbled upon a subculture of men who say in no uncertain terms that they're never getting married. Hey, men going their own way. She's talking about us right now. When I ask them why, the answer is always the same. Women aren't women anymore. Feminism, which teaches women to think of men as the enemy, has made women, and I quote, angry and defensive, though often unknowingly. Now the men have nowhere to go. It is precisely this dynamic. Women good, men bad. NPC logic that has destroyed the relationship between the sexes. Yet somehow men are still to blame when love goes awry. Men are tired, Venka wrote. Tired of being told there's something fundamentally wrong with them. Amen to that, sister. Amen to that. Damn straight. Tired of being told that if women aren't happy, it's men's fault. Oh, fuck, am I sick of that bullshit. I'm sure all of you in here right now, and I've got 300 of you in the box. CNN wants to tell us that this message isn't resonating, that men don't feel this way, that they're not sick of being treated like feminist pawns. And I'm not talking about the porn where guys fuck midgets. I'm talking about the pawns in a chess game where they're used as disposable assets to try and get to the kingpins. Feminism and the sexual revolution have simply made marriage, and I quote, obsolete for women as a social and economic refuge. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what marriage is, men. That's exactly why you shouldn't do it. It is a social refuge for women. It is an economic refuge for women. It is the shelter under which they seek shade from hard work, from society, from economic stresses that they have to deal with head on when they're single. But this is a situation that should not be celebrated by feminists, Venka says. Exactly. But yet feminists, they want to close the wage gap, so they keep shoehorning women into these jobs they don't want to fucking do. They keep shoehorning women into these roles they don't want to do, simply so they can bridge that 1% of the pay gap. We all know women work less hours. We all know on average they make less money for the company than men do in sales roles. We all know they're more likely to stay back after hours instead of running off to watch fucking Keeping Up with the Kardashians that they just saved on their fucking cable TV box with the DVR recorder. You know, we all know they're running home to do that bullshit. We men, we stay back. There was a video that got over 1 million views on MGTOW 101's channel. It's now Men 101. By the way, the Commie Hunter says he's glad he found Men 101. So am I. He was my first red pill. I appreciate you, Miggy, if you're watching this. Right? So there was a video that Magi Alpha 1 sent to Miggy 101, which he put on his channel, got over 1 million views. And it was a female head of an IT company saying that women are not as hardworking as men, particularly in the coding field. Right? She says, look, I'm not trying to be a bitch. I'm not trying to be sexist. I'd love to hire more women, but this is the reality. It's bad for business to hire more women because they don't work as hard. They don't stay back. They don't put in the effort the way that men do. And I'm not saying that women don't put in effort, because they do. But on average, men will put in more effort to get ahead in their jobs than women do. That's why they get the pay rises. That's why they get the bigger commission checks. And that's why they get paid more for doing the same job, right? So if you're saying, oh, you know, you're a consumer sales banker, and you're a consumer sales banker, you've got a vagina, you've got a penis, you're not working as hard and getting as much sales, you're working harder and getting more sales, of course this guy's going to be more valuable and get paid more, and he's going to probably work more hours. There's the pay gap right there. It's got nothing to do with what's between your legs, and anyone that thinks it does is purely indoctrinated. Venka says, it's the women who lose. Not only are they saddled with the consequences of sex, by dismissing male nature, they're forever seeking a balanced life. The fact is, women need men's linear career goals. They need men to pick up the slack at the office in order to live the balanced life they seek. Let's refer back to economic and social refuge that is marriage for women, right? Because that economic refuge affords them, right, the extra income from the husband that they can then use to have a more comfortable life, so they don't have to work as much. There's your pay gap there. A cross-section of research data, you know, facts that can't be refuted because it's actually not based on ideological bullshit. From the Pew Research Center for the last months of 2012 show the alarming trends for marriage and childbearing in the US, right? So not only is MGTOW having such a massive impact right now, but it is continuing to have an impact. It's been absolutely slaughtering marriage rates since 2012. We're in 2018 now, and CNN's about to do a hit piece on MGTOW, which is going to light up the minds of men all over America to exactly what going their own way is and why marriage is a shit deal for men. We cannot be stopped, right? Men are going to continue to take the red pill. Men are going to continue to discover. Men are going to continue to go their own way of their own volition without even knowing what MGTOW is, or by realizing the hard truths bestowed upon them by a feminist gynocracy. One report published in mid-December said that that of the latest census data, it showed barely half of all adults in the United States are currently married, a record low since 1960. The number of married adults has decreased from 72% to 51% today, and the number of new marriages in the US declined by 5% between 2009 and 2010. Decline of 5% in 1 year? That's a big decline. I'm just saying, right? For real. By the way, guys, I got almost 400 of you in the box. This is the most I've ever had in a live chat. This message is resonating. Smash that thumbs up. We may not be monetized anymore, but the thumbs up and the comments that you guys drop will help to push this video to the front of the search results so people can find it, right? Because I don't care if I don't make money off these videos, but you guys need to hear it, and so do other men. So I appreciate all of you that smash that thumbs up and comment on these videos, particularly after they're published. Moreover, the median age at first marriage continues to rise, with women getting married the first time at 26.5 years and men at 28.7. The declines in marriage are most dramatic amongst young adults. Just 20% of those aged 18 to 29 are married, compared with 59% in 1960. If current trends continue, the report says, the share of adults who are currently married will drop to below half within a few years. Perfect. That's exactly what I hope to see, right? Because it's just going to make women freak out even more and more. There's going to come a point where they're going to start to realize they fucked up big time. Seriously big time. Moreover, the link between marriage and child rearing has become so disconnected in the minds of the so-called millennial generation, those between 18 and 29. While 52% of millennials saying being a good parent is one of the most important things in life, just 30% say the same about having a successful marriage, an attitudinal survey found. Interesting. The gap of 22 percentage points between the value millennials place on parenthood over marriage was just 7 points in 1997. The research found that millennials, many of whom are the children of divorce and single parenthood themselves, aka primarily single mothers, are also less likely than their elders to say that a child needs both a father and a mother at home, because they never knew what it was like to have a dad around. That single parenthood and unmarried couple parenthood are bad for society. Very interesting this, right? And by the way, guys, I can see here we've got some donations. I just want to acknowledge these. Thank you so much. Beyond the Paul, $4.99, $5 are donated. Says, I support the MGTOW message. Greetings from SoCal. Appreciate you, Beyond the Paul. We got Super N Third Master. He says, I miss the old days when everyone used to know who the cheating slut in town was. Now we're not allowed to call it out, right? Because if we do, then we're misogynists. We're not allowed to say, hey, you know, that girl, she's the bike. Right? Everyone's had a ride, right? And that chain's already lubed up and ready to go, you know what I'm saying? Harris Nassim says the issue with CNN is that it is Democrat funded. They straight up anti-male. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Man, there's 400 of you in the box right now. I cannot thank you enough. Please smash that thumbs up. Let's get this video trending, because we need to light fires in the minds of men. We need to light brush fires. Papa MGTOW, right? He's lighting brush fires in the minds of men. That's his thing, right? And this is what's going to happen when this CNN interview hits. It's going to go crazy. It's going to completely backfire, like big time. John Kevin says, over 350 watching. You need to do longer live streams, mate. We all want it. Also ones with other MGTOW creators. I'm actually really looking forward to doing some collabs. You know, we need to get together and band together as men, create this community bigger and stronger than ever before, right? Because this is no longer about solo. We need to unite now. This is our time. E-Man67 says, men work jobs that women don't want. That's your wage gap. That's exactly right. Like, seriously, when's the last time you heard or saw in the media, oh, you know, women are underrepresented in sewer workers. We need 50-50 representation by 2020. Yeah, right. It's not happening. Luminous Emission says, great content, bro. You could be the next big MGTOW channel to emerge in the community. Brother, as long as I keep bringing the good word to people, as long as I keep helping people to understand that they have a choice, that they do not have to opt into marriage out of obligation. But as long as people keep understanding what feminism is doing to our society, I will keep talking until they completely silence me. And even then I'll keep talking, because there's BitChute, there's bit.tube, right? I know that if I get taken off, people are going to notice. The big channels know me, right? Terrence Pop, I've chatted to him. Big John, Sandman, right? Miggy. Like, you know, I speak to these guys, some of them more than others, but the word's going to get to them real quick like that I've been taken down. And all that's going to happen is people are just going to come on over to the next platform to watch my videos. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in and sharing these videos. Make sure you share this video with everyone you know, especially young men. It's so important. Halo Strike says, fight the good fight, mate. I will continue to do that. Thank you so much, brother. Eman67, I can't get the Cash App because it's not available in Australia, unfortunately. Super N Third Master says, Eman67, make a video on women don't need men and never have, by Deborah Cooper. Yeah, it's an interesting topic, that one. You guys want to check that out, go have a read. It's pretty cool. Simps are really the problem. The people that are enabling these feminists are the big problem. Zero tolerance to shekels to you, good sir. Big John should have known that dealing with the dishonest media can only end badly. By the way, guys, later today, Big John is going to be doing a video on his channel. If you don't know what his channel is, since MGTOW's freedom got taken down, go and check out Society for Men's Freedom. That is Big John's new channel. He is actually going to explain exactly what went on in that interview, how long the interview really was, why he did it, and more. The guy on the couch, $10 donation. Thank you, brother. Says, screw YouTube, don't ever stop. And not going to stop, brother. I'm not going to stop at all. Sunny Chiba says, screw the demonetization. Don't stop dropping these truth bombs, brother. Thank you for that $10 donation, Sunny Chiba. So if you actually go over to my Patreon, I dropped my first video this morning to my patrons. So go and check that out. Donate your $1 or $2 a month. That will get you access to my daily raw videos. So I'm actually going to do another video after this and pre-record it and upload it, scheduled for tomorrow morning. And I'm going to have daily videos every single day. And it's going to be raw. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be no holds barred from me. Right? It's going to be like nothing you've seen on my channel before. Like you're going to see, like you've seen snippets of no holds barred before, but this is going to be next level, guys. So if you want to check that out, head on over to Patreon. Links are in the description below. Satanic MGTOW says, please keep an eye on your admins. Satanic MGTOW, send me an email to sydneymgtow@gmail.com. Let me know what you mean about that. If there are any issues, I'd be happy to do that. Undead, I don't have a sinus infection, brother, but I'm just a bit stuffy. I didn't sleep well last night. I think I got maybe 2 hours of sleep max. I was going through because I've actually got multiple pledge levels on my Patreon, so there's different things you get. Like there's a pledge level where you actually get a one-on-one 1 hour hangout with Google Hangout or Skype or whatever other video medium you want to use with me to chat. Plus, you know, at $25 you get a MGTOW mug. I'll send that out to you. I actually get it made. I pay for it out of my own pocket and send it off to you. So just to let you guys know that as well. Who else has dropped the... Wow, postmortem 666 with the 50 kronas. Says, taking the money I otherwise would spend on a woman and treat myself to a burger and some beer. Spread the word, brother. I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you so much for that. And you guys are so generous. I'm actually like, you know, the fact that I've got Undead Chronic, the fact that I've got E-Man in here, I've regularly got Miggy 101. Boots, my man, I missed you, Boots. Boots is a great guy. He actually sent me something that's very special to me a while back as a gift that he handmade. I appreciate that. Weird Science, my man. I've spoken to Weird Science before. Great bloke. He says, Sydney MGTOW Coffee Fund for $10. Thanks, brother. Phil Toronto, $2. Thank you so much for that, man. HMMDF says, marriage was always for women's benefit. We men have been fooled to thinking it was for our benefit. We now can see the truth and they don't like it. And I see a lot of people, right, especially women, saying, oh, there's, you know, why don't you want to get married? You know, why would you not want to be married and be happy? It's like, what? Who's going to be happy, you or the person you get married to? Because I guarantee it's going to be you. The guy you get married to, right? He's your economic refuge. He's your social refuge, right? He's your leg up. He's your financial monkey branch, right? That's how it actually goes down, right? Guys, people say to you, why wouldn't you want to get married? Just say, what's in marriage for me? They'll say, oh, well, there's love. I can have love without being married. Oh, but you know, it just shows commitment. I can be committed to someone without being married. In fact, 70% of marriages 70% of divorces are initiated by women. And about 70% of marriages end, period. So 70% of the 70% of marriages that end are initiated by women. So that's over 50% of all marriages end in a divorce that's initiated by women. That's pretty shit odds if you ask me, and maybe my maths is a little bit off, but correct me if I'm wrong. Right? I'm okay with being a little bit off because I'm pretty well around about that mark. Right? So just say to them, well, what's in it for me? What am I going to get out of it? Love? No, can get that without marriage. Commitment? Can get that without marriage. Kids? Can get that without marriage. Oh, you get to live with them? Can get that without marriage. Sex? Get that without marriage. Easily. Even if you're married, you can get pussy. Right? Girls actually come after you harder when you're married. Because you don't give a fuck, because you're married and you're not trying to go out there and get laid. Right? And they love that because it's like, oh, why isn't he interested in me? Women need validation constantly. That's why women sleep with married men. Seriously, go and do a DuckDuckGo search. Don't do a Google search. Don't support YouTube. Don't support Google. The only reason I'm on YouTube is because it's such a big platform. I can reach so many of you at the one time. So go do a DuckDuckGo search, right? And search for women who sleep with married men. Just search it up. Look at what you find. It is astounding, men. Glenn Ruler just donated $10. I appreciate you, brother. I'm blown away by this generosity. Still just donated $20. MGTOW, stay strong. Stay strong, brothers. By the way, since I've been working at this new job, my arms are fucking beast, man. Compared to what they were before, these are like guns. Like, you know what I'm saying? Wow, that was really lame. Just this whole CNN thing that they're planning to do on Sunday, tomorrow, in the US, this whole CNN interview that they're looking to with multiple MGTOW content creators. They're going to take the worst of the worst in the videos and they're going to spin it. They're going to make MGTOW look like misogynist. It's like, well, we've already been demonetized. What are you going to do to us, huh? You're going to take away our BitChute account? You're going to take away our Gab AI account? Right? You're going to take away our PayPal account? You take away our PayPal, watch how many people flood to crypto. Right? And women are going to be left in the dust when it comes to crypto because they don't know how crypto works. They're not interested. They like people, not things. Whether you like Jordan Peterson or not, that's what he said all the time. Women like other people. Men like things. That's how we're biologically wired. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years of evolution to get to this point. You can't turn it around in a decade with half a friggin' century with a bit of social engineering. It's just not going to work. This current society is not the result of social engineering. It is a result of evolution, and evolution will always win over social engineering. Right? We are on the brink of a civil war. We are going to turn the governments over. Right? Our leftist Greens, even the Labour Party in Australia, who are a bunch of leftists, they've realized that the Greens have gone insane with this social justice bullshit. There's a massive sexual harassment scandal. They're eating their own kind. Right? So Labour has actually taken the preferences away from the Greens and giving them to more libertarian, Liberal Democrat Party. To any of you watching from Australia, definitely head on over to the Liberal Democrat Party page, check out some of their policies, and One Nation, Mark Latham is a legend. He stands up against this anti-male rhetoric. I, for one, will be voting for Mark Latham at the New South Wales federal election. Not because he's a member of One Nation, because he's a fucking good bloke and he actually gives a shit. Hockey Bakisa says, mainstream media and normies will always focus on the anger of the grief cycle and shame it. They'll never to the acceptance, growth, and healing. It's exactly right, brother. I appreciate your $10 donation. Thank you so much for sharing that. Red Dead Redemption 2. I actually bought an Xbox the other day. So if any of you want my Xbox gamer tag, please feel free to drop me an email. Also, if you want to donate to me and you are from Australia, rather than going through PayPal direct, email me and I'll send you my bank account details so PayPal don't get any of the money. Super N Third Master says females are taking over the workplace as well. Exactly. And then they're saying, oh, we can't find eligible men. It's like, bitch, you got their job because you have a vagina, not because you earned it. Right? You were a diversity hire. And you replaced the very guy that you wanted to fuck before. And now you don't want to fuck him because he doesn't have the job that you've got that you would have previously fucked him for. This is how ridiculous it is. Gadzooks, $22.99 donation. Sub MGTOW brothers. Afternoon, Sydney, bro. Afternoon to you, Gadzooks. And I've been chatting with Gadzooks last night via email. Very good guy. Gadzooks, what we're talking about in email, a lot of this is what I'm talking about here. This is exciting stuff. I cannot wait to see what happens next after this CNN interview. Right? This is going to be the equivalent of trying to stop a fan by squirting water at it. It's just going to blow back in their faces and saturate them. Right? It's it's like it's like trying to wash your car out with a fire hose. It's going to end badly for you. Right? You think you're doing a great thing. You think, oh, all this high pressure water, that'll flush all the shit out of my car. It just ends up smelling like ass and having all this fucking moldy shit under your feet. You're going to be the ones, eating shit. CNN, you fucked yourself. And you're still going for it? You don't understand what's happening next. What else we got here? Sil says the main cause of divorce is marriage. That's exactly right, Sil. Thank you for that $5 donation in addition to your donation before. I appreciate you, brother. Just don't buy a car when all you want is a glass of milk. Hookers are the way to go, says JT. If that's all you want, if all you want is sex, there's plenty of women out there who'll give you sex, but even then, is it worth the risk? I am dropping, right? I am gonna drop a video behind the Patreon paywall as a private video on YouTube. I'm gonna drop a video tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Sydney time that is going to blow your freaking socks off. It is going to show you that we've gotten to a point where the law is such that women are just simply dangerous to be around, beyond any reasonable doubt, because you don't know who that one woman is that's going to pull this shit on you. E-Man67 brother, if you want to donate, you can donate via the super chat, brother. Alternatively, you can go onto Patreon and you pledge with your card. That if you don't have PayPal. Thank you so much for asking that question, bro. Feel free to email me if you want to connect. E-Man67, love your work. sydneymgtow@gmail.com. Man, there is so many. I can't believe we've got 500 of you in the live stream. This is crazy stuff. So, man, this is very exciting times. The fact that we've got this many men watching. The fact we've got this many men watching, we've got 500 men watching right now. Watch what happens when they attack us. There is strength in numbers, my brother. I saw a meme the other day, and it was basically a cliff ending, and it had this plank right off the end of the cliff, and it had a politician standing at the end of the plank with their platform and their microphone speaking to the masses, and then it's got all of the people standing on the end that's actually on the cliff, right? And the result of all those people standing on the plank on the cliff was holding the guy that's suspended off the end of the cliff up. But then one person was walking off the plank. All it takes is a few more. And it's gonna go like this, right? The rulers fall off. Tall poppy syndrome. What's the name of that song? If you guys haven't seen it before, I want you to go and check out the song. It's called Champion by Chipmunk and Chris Brown. Whether you're a fan of Chris Brown or Chipmunk or not, it doesn't matter. This song is fantastic and you need to listen to it. It says, I just keep pushing myself to the limit, making sure I stay ahead. You made me who I am from the words you said. Right? And they also say, and this is so relevant and poignant and pertinent at this point in time. It says, no one wants to help. I guess you're on your own. Build a foundation with the bricks they've thrown. In a black and white world, true colors show. And the true colors are going to show. CNN. CNN's true colors are already showing. True colors show, change if you want. Everybody grows. Life isn't ill. Try and get a hold. Opinions ain't fact. Take them in and let them go. And this is something so powerful for you men, right? Because we always hear women saying, oh, you've got a small dick, you probably can't get laid. All these, like, man, the shaming tactics. It's almost like I can literally write out the shaming tactics And then when a woman attacks me online, I can be like, yep, she used that one, she used that one, she used that one, she used that one. Like, we already know what they're going to be, right? So it's no surprise to us anymore. But those are just opinions. They're not facts. So if anyone attacks you with opinions, you got to say, well, you know, opinions are opinions, facts are facts. You ain't got none of the facts. And even if they do manage to hit you with one of the facts, even if it's something you're insecure about it, just own that shit. As a man, own exactly who it is that you are. Because right now, I'm owning the fact that I've got my face out here. I'm owning the fact that there are several jobs I won't be able to get in future because I'm too public. I've already owned the fact that I have a target on my head. I've already owned the fact that people are going to continue to come after me. And especially when this CNN episode airs, there's going to be hundreds of thousands of women going on the internet, searching up MGTOW and attacking MGTOW channels. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the tidal wave, right? Because my tsunami, the MGTOW tsunami, our tsunami, men, that trumps the tidal wave, right? This tsunami is stronger, has more force, and will travel further than your tidal wave. Mark my words, men. This is the start of a revolution. This is the start of a huge social change on a scale we've never, ever seen before in the world. Men in Arabic countries are going to start going their own way, right? Islamic men are going to start saying no to women, right? Even though women really want to be, you know, taken control of that, right? Women ultimately, they want a powerful man. That's why 50 Shades of Grey was one of the fastest growing books in existence, right? It's one of the fastest selling books to ever hit shelves. And it's S&M domination. It's about a man dominating a woman. Jordan Peterson once said, he can't shake this thought that maybe the reason that feminists have this unholy alliance with Islam, and I'm actually on the same page as him with this. He said, it's just the Freud in me, like I can't shake this niggling suspicion that they're just looking for this totalitarian alpha male, right? That strong, decisive man that will just take charge. You know, the men that they've chased out of the West? Yeah, those men. That's who I think they're subconsciously looking for. And Gadzooks says feminism equals water in the gas tank of humanity. That's exactly right. It's going to fuck the engine up. And the engine is already starting to fall apart. It's already starting to get hydro-locked, Gadzooks. Thank you again for that generous donation, brother. $22.99. Thank you so much, Gadzooks. Such a generous dude. The chaotic killer 316 says, lol, look at all these donations. Any woman watching this live stream is probably raging right now. I'll gladly add fuel to the fire. Hashtag revolution, hashtag MGTOW. 100% chaotic killer. Thank you for that generous donation, brother. I so completely agree with exactly what you're saying. And any woman watching this stream right now, I know we've got janitors awake, and I know we've got Carly Ellison and probably a few other women in here right now. But any woman, any feminist woman watching this stream, right, you don't get 550 people watching a live stream on a channel that has 12,500 subscribers. You don't get that many people watching a video like this unless there is a groundswell of support for it. And that's just the people that noticed I was live. That's just the people that noticed I was live. That doesn't include everyone else, right? So women, you wanted equality. You wanted those CEO jobs. You wanted to be the breadwinner. You wanted to prove you could be a man. But guess what? Men don't want to fuck men. And that's why we're signing out. Because we don't want to be married to a man. We want to be in a relationship with a woman. We want to be in a relationship with a feminine woman. We want to be in a relationship with a feminine woman who isn't entitled, who's humble, who realizes that men and women are yin and yang. They work together. They're not yin and yin or yang and yang. Because that shit doesn't stick together, see? Falls apart real easy. Right? This just bumps heads. That's a fusion, my friends. That's yin yang. That is cohesive. This is the only way that societies stay in one piece. And you bitches have ripped it in two and made this. Well done, idiots. Well done. Useful idiots of Soros, you are. Useful puppets for the people that want to have more women working so that they can make more money from women. Because women make 85% of consumer decisions, right? So what happens when you double the workforce, right? And you give all these women jobs and all these women an income. All those women then pay tax to the state because the state needs to fund the money they're giving back to women somehow. So you got men paying the majority of the tax, women paying a lot of tax, but still not quite as much. You've got most of that tax going back to women through social services, through welfare, through legal aid, so that they can have the children, so they can get more money from the men in the form of child support, in the form of alimony. Right? You think this shit isn't real? You think the distribution of wealth isn't systematic? I hate that word systematic because feminists always use it, but god damn, it's accurate in this particular instance. So, look, the real facts are, we don't want to have all of this money ripped from us. We don't want the government to control our wealth. By the way, thank you so much, Sid17, for the $13.99 donation, Canadian. That's what I've been saying, Sydney. Women subconsciously know exactly what they're doing. They want the society that takes all of their responsibility away. Islam is going to do it the hard way. Right? If you asked me 2 years ago, right, would I want the Western world to become an Islamic state? I would have been like, fuck no. But I'm kind of going, well, maybe that's not such a terrible idea. Because if we have an Islamic state, thank you for that $5 donation, Peter Sterling. I appreciate you, brother. If we have an Islamic state, if we have Sharia law, who does that favor? It favors masculinity. And in case you don't know what masculinity looks like, or even masculinity, this is what it looks like. I know some of you remember that from some of my videos. So, you know, they're trying to smash this oppressive Western patriarchy, but all they are doing is inviting people that are going to create a more totalitarian, right? A more anti-female patriarchy, right? That's exactly what's going to happen. The patriarchy is going to take out women's rights all over again. So you want to go from Western rule, right? You think all of us old white men were taking away your rights, right? You women seriously think that old white men are controlling you? Old white men are oppressing you? No, those old white men, they put forward the Violence Against Women Act. They created welfare for you. They created police forces that protect you against domestic violence. They created the legal aid system that gives you free legal advice. They gave you everything. They gave you single motherhood pension, right? They gave you everything. These old white men you're complaining are trying to oppress you, they gave you everything, right? So what you gonna do when the white men don't rule anymore, huh? Those old white men even gave you vibrators. That's exactly right, Sammy Wright. I'll tell you how vibrators came about. You guys are gonna love this. If you're not aware of this already, you should really check it out. It's hilarious. So vibrators came about because there was this thing called hysteria, right? Hysteria was diagnosed as a medical condition whereby women were basically going nuts and being really angry and really anxious. All it was, they just needed to come. They needed to be fucked, but, you know, coming was close enough. So what actually happened was these guys, the doctors actually used to have to stimulate their clitoris, right, to make them come, to cure them of this hysteria. Right? That's how And then all these doctors are like, man, I'm getting some fucking carpal tunnel RSI bullshit here, right? So what they then had to do was create machines. So they actually created the vibrator to make women come so that they'd stop being angry all the time, to give them a little bit of dopamine. That's actually how the vibrator got invented. Right? So all you women being like, I got my battery operated boyfriend. Bitch, those old white men made your battery operated boyfriend. Without those old white men creating that when they were young, you wouldn't have anything to be like, you wouldn't have any of that shit. It wouldn't exist. By the way, thank you HD Warrior for that $10 donation. I appreciate you. GP100 Seattle, USA, represent $5. Thank you, brother. Jay Capitanio says, Subman, wow, 500 in the box. Don't let the MGTOW demonetization lead you back to the plantation. We're stronger than ever right now. 100% we are stronger than ever right now. That's exactly what we are. We have strength in numbers, men. And I cannot wait to see these numbers grow when this CNN episode hits on Sunday. This is like the mother of all red pills dropped on the mainstream media. And the more women screech and complain about it all over Twitter, the more men are going to get curious. The more men are going to go to YouTube. They're going to go to BitChute. They're going to go to DTube. They're going to go to bit.tube. They're going to go to all these streaming platforms. They're going to go to Vimeo, right? They're going to search online. They're going to find more stuff, right? They're going to discover the MGTOW message. And it is going to be a rude awakening for them. Believe you me. That's some real talk right there. Brothers, thank you so much for all joining in this stream today. I'm seriously chilling. I can't wait to see what's going to happen when this CNN episode drops. Right. I'm going to be sitting there with my camera. Watching that massive turd, right? That is a CNN show. Watching that massive turd hit the enormous fan that is spinning at 5,000 RPM, just waiting to shatter their lives. Wait for it. Right, Jim Acosta. Right, we've got CNN is the fake news of the world. Sid17 says, just donated $7 Californian dollars. Appreciate you, Sid. The irony is Islam also has a gynocentric element. Islam puts so much power on the woman's body. Women love the attention even when they're oppressed. Yeah, look, that's true. But at least they know that it is important to put rules and boundaries in place for women. See, that's something we haven't done in the West. And I'm not saying we need to oppress women, because, you know, that's not what's going on. But we genuinely need to actually look at we need to look at things with a sense of balance, right? Men have a lot of yeah, we've got a lot of things going on for us. We've also got a lot of responsibilities. We've got more responsibilities than benefits these days as men, right? So we'll see CNN. All right, guys, my battery's getting low right now. I've been on this live stream for 53 minutes. I can't thank you enough for all the kind donations. Guys, as I said, if you want, and like over 550 in the chat box, like that's insane. Like, I love you guys and ladies that have joined in today. Those of you who are actually ladies, including the one of you who gave me the donation, you know who you are. So guys, let's see what happens, huh? If you want to get my juicy, raw and uncut videos where I do not hold back anymore, if you want to get access to those, jump on over to my patreon.com/SydneyMGTOW and put a pledge of $1 a month or more. Even just $1 a month will get you access to all that. I'm putting it behind a paywall. I'm having all the videos as hidden with link viewability only, because I need you guys to understand what's going on to men and how to avoid getting fucked. Hey, someone else donated. Peter Sterling with $20. I appreciate you. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you guys so much for all the kind donations. If you want to head on over to paypal.me/SydneyMGTOW. If you are in Australia and you want to get my account details directly, email me. If you want to head on over to Patreon to get the daily videos, raw and uncut, please do that. I'll catch you guys later. Looking forward to dropping another video. Peace.